All right, this is Mr. Keys here. We're going to do another book read today. This is called Fish and Flips. It's one of my favorite books from growing up when I was in elementary school. This is from the Sweet Pickles series. You can see my book is a little beat up. The back and in the front, there's actually some pages missing. It has some of the characters that you're going to find in the book on there. There was another page showing the other characters. Something kind of funny too. It says this book belongs to, and then it says Molly Keys, and then Susie Keys, Jake Keys, and then my name and everybody's name crossed out, and then Wesley Keys is my son's name over here. So everyone wanted to say the book belonged to them and my family. Those are my brothers and sisters, the other ones. All right. So, and I'm currently walking on I made like a little treadmill desk here so I can do my work from home. And I got my doggy here hanging out on the beanbag next to me. And I'm going to read this to you today. So one of the ways I found out when I was growing up, it was really hard for me to concentrate, even in college when I was reading. And so what I would do is I'd hop on the treadmills there at Ohio State in the RPAC in the gym. And I would walk and read. And that's how I studied for college. And it's still stuck with me today. It's one of the best ways for me to calm down my brain enough to be able to comprehend what I'm reading. All right, so on with the book. Fish and Flips, one of my favorites. Vroom, vroom. Fish raced around town on her motorcycle, delivering the morning newspapers. Vroom! She sped up and down 4th Street, neatly slinging papers onto doorsteps. Vroom! She zoomed around to 5th and increased speed. Zowie! She cried, checking her time. Today is my best speed record yet. I'm the greatest. Hopefully you can see that there. Vroom! Fish swerved into the apartment house driveway. Look out, shouted Alligator. You almost ran over my tail, and it's your fault. Don't blow a gasket, laughed Fish. I know what I'm doing. I'm the greatest. Nah, screeched Nightingale. Speed demon, show off. Yes, yelled Fish. I love to show off what I can do. She raced her motor and called loudly, come on to the park and watch me show off my new motorcycle flip. A motorcycle flip, said Dog. You shouldn't do that, Fish. It's dangerous. They do it all the time on TV, said Fish. I'm not afraid. All right, so hopefully you can see. There you go. Try from this side, maybe. I'll read one page from one side, one page from the other. Everybody ran to the park to watch. Fish jumped on her motorcycle and bowed to the crowd. I will now show off my fantastic new motorcycle flip, she announced. I will go up the slide and flip through the air all the way to 5th Street. Whoa, cried everybody. If you flip through the air, you could crash into a tree. Then you'd fall down and hurt yourself, and they'd have to call an ambulance. And don't worry, Walrus, smiled Fish. I can do it. I am not afraid. Fish kicked into gear and zoomed across the park. Fish is kind of cool, I think, with like the pack, so the fish can still breathe or go through the water. Pretty cool in my opinion. Vroom up the slide and on the top and off and onto the air she went. Vroom, she flipped over the trees and out to 5th Street. Vroom, she landed with a squeal of the brakes. Nice. It's kind of like cartoon style. It's got 4 different like captions. Everybody came running out of the park, clapping and cheering. Wow, cried Dog. You did. I didn't think you could do it, but you did. Amazing, chuckled Zebra. Incredible, smiled Lion. Big deal, sneered Nightingale. That was nothing. You're right, said Fish. I can do much better than that. Come back tomorrow. I'll fix up my special chopper and I'll jump over 9 cars on Main Street. Oh no, cried Walrus. You could really get hurt. You could really hurt yourself. Don't worry, Walrus, said Fish. I am not afraid. I wish you were, said Walrus. There's an awful lot to be afraid of. The next day, everybody helped Fish get ready for her 9-car jump. Fish adjusted her helmet, bowed to the crowd, and roared off. Vroom! Everybody shouted as Fish jumped over car after car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walrus put both hands over his eyes and then peeked a little. 6, 7, 8, 9. She did it, screamed Stork. 9, a 9-car motorcycle jump. And the perfect landing. That's pretty sweet, huh? The crowd bust into wild cheers. Fish grinned and said, do you think that was good? Come back tomorrow and I'll show you something even better. I'll gas up my jet-propelled flycycle and do a giant leap all the way across the river, everybody gasped. A leap across the river? No, 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 cried Walrus. Nobody can leap across the river on a motorcycle. I can, said Fish. Aren't you afraid of anything, moaned Walrus. Nope, said Fish. Listen, said Camel. It's one thing to not be afraid, and another to be foolish. I don't think you should do it. You don't understand, said Fish. I'm the greatest. Besides, my flycycle is no ordinary motorcycle. Goody, snickered Nightingale. Call the ambulance now. The next day, Fish got ready for her giant leap across the river. Everybody gathered on the bridge to watch. Fish was ready. She jumped on her flycycle, waved to the crowd, and cried, Ready? You'll be sorry, giggled Nightingale. Set? No, cried Walrus. Don't do it. Go. Pretty sweet. The whole town's out ready. Vroom, Fish pushed the button. Whoosh, the flycycle lifted itself straight up into the air. Wow, screamed everybody. Vroom! Fish pushed another button. Whoosh! The bright glider wings locked into place and Fish went flying across the river. Ah! Ah! She called merrily. Fearless Fish flies again! Just then a strong wind gust swept across the river and pushed the wings down. The flycycle started falling. Oh! Cried Fish. She pushed the wing button frantically, but nothing happened. The flycycle kept falling. Down, 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 splash! The flycycle disappeared down into the river. Fish came bobbing to the surface. She swam to the riverbank, dragged herself out, and collapsed on the ground. Not sure why she couldn't just stay in the river since she's a fish, but everybody came rushing over. You all right? Asked Hippo anxiously. That was a nasty fall. I don't think so, Fish said in a weak voice. You see, Fish, cried Walrus, there are lots of things to be afraid of. Fish sat up and thought for a minute. Yes, she said, I'm afraid. Everybody breathed a sigh of relief. Fish took out a pencil and some paper and began drawing. I'm afraid, she said. I'm afraid the lock on the wings wasn't strong enough. Now, if I design a stronger lock and maybe I use support struts, this will never happen again. And then this is a map of the town. I always thought the map was like pretty stinking awesome. All right. So some characters in the bush. We had fish and walrus and nightingale, and there's a whole bunch of other characters. And maybe I'll try to read the whole series or some of the series of books to you. Talked about being brave, but also being smart about it, not going beyond where you think you're capable of. But I do think it's important to challenge ourselves. So this will be one of your learning activities. Make sure you stay active, friends, and we'll see you again in another week. Thanks for letting me share.